I buy multi-tools for several different reasons, and some multi-tools catch my eyes and other ones I'm not very impressed with. Now, for instance, the SOG Pocket Plier I think is just a great simple design. I love the smooth pliers, and I liked it so much I actually added a pocket clip to it. And just recently I bought its cousin, the 510 Paladin, and I haven't even reviewed that yet, but I will be reviewing that in the future. So I was on Aliexpress probably a month or two ago now, and I found this multi-tool pen, and a lot of times these are very gimmicky. They're made out of very cheap materials, and there's something to talk about, I guess, but I don't really like them. And this one, I like the looks of it a lot more, and so I thought I'd buy it, and I did. So first of all, this is made out of a lot heavier duty metal. The pen actually feels fairly heavy in the hand, and this is pretty solid metal. You can see the design cuts. I really like how it is a little bit artistic, I guess you could say. And the pocket clip actually comes multifunctional with a cutter. And I've wondered in the past why pocket clips, when they occupy a fair amount of the space on a handle, don't come with more functions. And it's nice to see that this one actually does have an extra function. Now on the back, we have one of the first items which people would say is definitely gimmicky, and this is the flashlight. I remember the days when you had the non-LED flashlights, and this is actually probably brighter than some flashlights the police officers used to use, those big mag lights. Some of those were very dim. And so this really doesn't bother me, but for those of you who need 2000 lumens all the time, this will definitely not satisfy your needs. This right here definitely isn't a primary flashlight, but I do like it as a backup. It supposedly takes 3 batteries in the instructions. I had to use 4 in mine, so if yours does not work right away, I would add an extra battery and see what happens. Now on the back is where they have several different multifunctional options. So this is a knife blade, and this is my favorite of the options that they present, but you do have I think it's 4 or 5 options you can add. So let's go ahead and bring this box out. I've taken out the inserts so I could get to the tools a little bit easier. And here are the options you have. So you have the knife, or you have a screwdriver. But again, there's only a small recessed part in here where the screwdriver fits in, and so it sort of wobbles around. Not really impressed with that. You do have the whistle that can screw in here like such, and you can use the whistle. I'm not a huge fan of that either. And then you have the ferro rod. So that's pretty neat as well. So it actually, I guess, would be a contest between this and the knife. And I actually like having a knife as an option on the pen a little bit more, just as a backup blade for opening boxes and such. It is plastic, the base is, so keep that in mind. But again, most of the rest of the pen feels pretty sturdy. Now, the main option is the pen. So here is the pen as it is at this time, and it writes really well. Had no issues with it. I've taken it to work, used it several times. And it does come with a refill as well. So we'll get this out of the way, and let me show you the refill that it comes with. This is the refill, so you have 2 of these in the box. Now, what I found with mine is once I put the ink in, the pen slipped out the end. So there are no springs, there are no hardware, nothing to keep it from sliding out the end, at least in mine. Perhaps you will get one, hopefully, that has it with yours, but I had no such luck with mine. So I actually had to come up with something, and the springs are always wanting to fly off here, but this is actually what I came up with. I took the end off something like a Bic pen right here, and then I put 2 springs on this. And then I went ahead and loaded this in, and you can screw the end of the pin in here, and then it has no issue of falling out because those two springs are keeping it in place. So not ideal to have to fix your tool before you can use it, but for $20, it is what it is. I guess what do you expect? Overall, now that I've modded this, I guess you could say, fixed it so I can use it, added an extra battery, now the flashlight's working, added the springs in the end, and now the pin is working. I actually really like it. I've enjoyed taking this to work. It's a great conversation starter. Hand this to someone, and you know, it's pretty neat to see what they say. So probably 60% of you, this will not be for you, but for 20 to 40%, you might find this interesting. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll be sure to bring a lot more multi-tools in the future.